Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are talking about makeup again. This is another video, but this is not like a peep the fresh cut of this bomb. It's not like a okay, this is an all one brand video. This is actually kind of different. It's going to probably be a shorter formed video, but I'm hoping I can still kind of show you guys a little bit. Also, if you see these swatches in my hand, no you don't. I kind of want to show you guys a little bit of what I gravitate towards in form of makeup brands. I made a video not too long ago showcasing a lot of my drag makeup brands and like the things I own from those brands, but since then I've gotten asked by a couple people in real time, hey, what makeup brands do you use? What things do you swear by? So I thought, well, let's go ahead and chat about it. I think I'll do a different video like this in the future where I actually dive into like favorite products from these brands and such, but for now, we're just going to be kind of going over a couple brands that I'm like, these are things I love for drag. I love these brands for drag. So, the first one is kind of like a go-to. This is Trixie Mattel's Cosmetics, Trixie Cosmetics, and this is the Teletubbies palette, and this is just one of a few palettes I have from him. This one I took out of my kit just a second ago. This I really do prefer. Like, I really think in terms of eyeshadow quality, knocks it out of the park. In terms of lipstick formulation, knocks it out of the park. Highlighters, now bronzers. The brushes are actually sickening. I only have two. They're from the Wildflower collection. But, guys, whiskey alert. Speaking of which, I'm having a drink right after this. But these cosmetics, guys, they just tend to work. I'm not really wearing any of Trixie's stuff today, but I will get into what I'm wearing. But I use these a lot, and honestly in my travel kit, which I take from gig to gig, city to city, from here to Canada, whenever I go up to Canada, I oftentimes am taking Trixie stuff packed in this kit. Next, about face, I just grabbed two shades out of the very mini liquid fluid eye paints that I have. Guys, these are really what I use to cut my crease. Now, I did cut my crease with the white, I think it's White Noise. That's the shade I use most, but I also have a green shade on my lid. That's actually from Trixie's Cosmetics. That's the Play Liquid in Gamer. Or, no, it's Miss Pac-Man. Gamer is the collection. But these work really well. I like to put these down, let these dry just a little bit, and then with a brush of the same color, either dab over it before going in with a powder, or I'll just kind of like let it set by itself with a couple layers, depending on the shade. Guys, they work so well, and honestly, there's something that I can easily go back over with like another liner or my foundation to fix it up, correct any mistakes I've made. I actually did something a little bit different with my makeup today. I don't really ever put white on the inner corner or inner waterline. Only so many times do I do that. That is actually a About Face product. And it is the white pencil, and the shade is Oxide. So these are two things I use quite often. If it's not the liquid, then it's the pen, and I'll kind of go in, sometimes use a little bit of both. But I like using this as a liner. It stays and looks pretty good. I'm not mad at it. Honestly, I feel like About Vase, as they continue to make more products too, I feel like they continue getting more and more closer to being drag approved, because long-lasting high impact pigment is like what we're looking for, and honestly they tend to deliver in that area. Okay, next I have a couple products by them here, but they are NYX Cosmetics. I have the lingerie lipstick and one of the Vivid Bright liners. This I'm using later, but this I actually used. I have a shade here and a shade down here, and this is actually the shade on the top. I love a liquid liner, but these do work really, really well, and they stay pretty well too. I would say if you're going to be doing something out in the hot sun, bring this with you just in case you need to touch it up, but these last a pretty long time, so do the lipsticks. This brand has really stepped it up. I used to use their HD concealer all of the time as a teenager. This brand has really come a long way. A lot of these things are drag approved, when before I would say that they're great for like costumes. Like, it's a great brand I would have suggested for you if you needed Halloween makeup or something like that. And it's not, that's no shade. It's just like, that's what I've just felt like they did better. But now they're really making things, I feel like, for the art girlies. So even like new stuff, I've been to their new displays, saw stuff, and I've been like, wow. Speaking of NYX, bitch, these buttermilk bronzers, or blushes. These are so good. This is in Back and Butter, and this one is Feeling Butter. Over the butter names, not gonna lie, but these are what I'm wearing today on my cheek. Not the highlighter, and I did bring this together with another product, which I'm gonna show you guys. I love this cheek. I guess when I'm sitting right here in front of my camera, I'm like, that's actually that's a huge cheek. But then I remember where I'm either going later or not going later because of the snowstorm, the stage. So oftentimes I'm like, girl, reel that back just a little bit. But no, I love this blush. Looks so good. It's on my nose too. They're really knocking it out of the park. They have buttermilk blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, and I have tried all three, and I do genuinely like them. Obviously, a huge one for me is MAC, and MAC is something which I will eventually show you guys my whole collection of. This is just the Clearwater Prolong Wear Paint Pot, and then this is the Extra Dimensional Blush in Seduced at Sea. I actually took this, and whenever I'm wearing different layers of something, I'll swoop this over the top. So you'll see kind of a little bit of this up there mixing with that blue highlight. I love MAC stuff. Now, I don't think everything MAC makes is drag. Ooh, come on, shoulder. Sometimes I find that I need things to be either a little bit more this or a little bit more that, but I have done an entire month's challenge. This whole month's makeup challenge was to do mostly MAC Cosmetics. And I have found some really like holy grails again. Like, they've come back to me. I've added them into my drag routine. Like the pencil, the brow pencil. Love this. Did my brows with that today. Not too much though, they look kind of crazy. Girl, that is okay though. You know what? If your brow is not a little crazy, are you doing drag? Probably better drag than me, so. No, but I really like MAC. You guys can find these things nowadays a little bit more easier than just going to the MAC store. You can find them in stores. You guys can find them at counters. You guys can oftentimes find these things. I've bought some of these things offline before, like resale, old palettes and stuff that I just can't get anymore. I'll find a lot of MAC lipsticks at TJ Maxx, and I'll pick them up just because I'm like, I don't have that shade. Let's add it to the collection. But it's a great way to find stuff, try stuff out, and then like if you like that formulation, go somewhere like TJ Maxx to see if you can find a couple MAC lipsticks and try them out. Okay, another brand that I'm gonna highlight but don't have too many products by me immediately to grab is Wet n Wild. I actually think I only have one thing right now by me, which is a fantasy eyeshadow. This is what I'm talking about. They do a lot of collaborations and licenses that I think end up working really, really well. Their SpongeBob one was really, really fun. The Care Bears collection, I had a couple things I used to use from for drag, and that's when I was first starting out in Texas. So Wet n Wild also has some constant hits. I'm not really going to get into too many like drugstore brands. Things like L'Oreal, Maybelline, CoverGirl, You can find things to work from the brands. You could do a full face of drag in those brands. I've seen it done, but I just personally don't gravitate towards those products unless they are things like holy grails. I find like this L'Oreal Infallible powder, which is like my go-to bronzing powder now, or contour powder. So it kind of depends. I don't really go looking for that stuff, but one thing I found recently, and then I went back because I had to keep looking for them, were these blushes. Right. Let's grab another one, big one. Were these blushes from Ioni. So this one, it says Sophie on it, which just reminds me of the artist Sophie, but it's this beautifully bright pink. This is called Glam Rose, and this one is Celestial Peach. And these are just little blushes. You can usually find these for $1.25 at places like the Dollar Tree. Y'all, these things are pigmented. The highlighters are good. The eyeliner, the black eyeliner, goes on, stays. The lip liners are really good too. Honestly, they make a lot of things that are drag approved. A few things I've tried are a no. Any of like a lot of the whip products I think are just no because they're a little too slippy. I have found a few of the liquid lips, like this one right here. This is from the Dia de los Muertos collection. Baby, this shade is so good, and I'm actually going to be putting it on my lips later. But liquid shadows, liquid lipsticks, they'll have liquid or liquid bronzers, liquid blushes. This liquid blush, baby, I've used this so many times. When I know I'm going to be in drag for a long time, I use a liquid blush, and this is one I go for. Highly suggest checking out Ioni if you can, and if they're in a store near you. But yeah, these are just a few brands I genuinely go for all the time. I was actually sitting here doing my makeup earlier, and I was like, some of these brands I use all of the time. Or I have so many products from, or I've collected them from. Any brand I've mentioned in this video, I pretty much recommend for drag. I have been trying out different products and companies and things now for years and years. So these are some of the things now that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall back on that. That's really sick. Go back and watch my drag makeup video if you have not seen that. I show you guys a lot, if not all, of the cosmetics I own made by drag queens themselves. And in that video, I often talk about, hey, I do recommend this product or this palette or this thing. And so go back and watch that if you're also looking for some recommendations. But whether you're new to drag, new to makeup, looking for places to start with different budgets, I've named a couple different things here. So, guys, I'm hoping, like I said, to make a longer form video of this in the future where I can really sit down and show you specifics. But I hope you guys still got something out of this and enjoyed it. Until next time, bye.